What's up, guys? So, today I'm going to be doing something a bit different. Um, I know a lot of people who, my subscribers, or people who just normally watch my videos. If you normally watch my videos, don't subscribe. Please subscribe. But if you normally watch my videos, you're used to this being a music channel, and that's because up until this point it has been. Um, but I have other interests outside of music, and I just kind of wanted to share that. And um, I just wanted to, I have other interests, and I could make a second channel for, non-related music things, but I don't know, I just don't want to. And life is too short to do things that life is too short to not do what you want to do. Um, with that being said, this is still going to be primarily a music channel. Um, I have some other non-music related ideas that may see the light of day. Um, someday. But I would say about 95% of this channel is still going to be music. So if you're clicking on this video thinking, what the hell, this is still going to be primarily a music channel. I just have other interests, and I just kind of want to share them with you guys. Um, so today I'm talking about football. Football has always been a huge part of my life. It's always been my favorite sport. Sports and music have always been, kind of the two things that I that I live for hobby wise. Baseball has always been a close second favorite sport, but I have always loved football. And we are about a month away from preseason, NFL preseason, and I'm going to my first ever college football game this year. So, why not talk some football today? Why the hell not? I'm talking about the top 5 NFL games that I have ever attended. Um, and not exactly sure how I'm gonna title this video. After I get done making it, I'll think of some kind of title, but it kind of sounds like a mouthful, so I'm sure I'll condense it somehow. Um, yeah, top 5 NFL games that I have ever attended. Um, all of these games are going to include the Dallas Cowboys in some way, whether home or away. I am a die-hard Dallas Cowboy fan. And being born in the mid 90s, I didn't exactly get to experience their heyday when they were winning all these championships. And even though it's been difficult to be a Cowboys fan growing up, every single year I just come back for more, no matter how great or disappointing the previous season has been. Um, so yeah, I went to my first ever NFL game when I was 13. It was this big birthday present. I guess to give you a sense of how old I am, I went to my first NFL game when I was 13. Got to see AT&T Stadium, formerly known as just Cowboy Stadium, the new stadium. And my first game was the second ever game played in Cowboy Stadium. The when the stadium was in its first inaugural year. So I'm giving away my age, but whatever. Um, so yeah, basically how this is gonna work. Top 5 NFL games. I'm going to, obviously tell you who they were against, what year, and kind of just some quick highlights. I don't want this video to be too long because obviously I'm just sharing just fun personal experiences, and I don't want to drag on too long. So I'm going to try to keep it condensed, fun, and let's just talk about some football. And I have a little like cheat sheet over here to remember highlights and things of that nature. So, without any further ado, I'm going to start out with number 5. Um, the Washington Redskins against the Dallas Cowboys in the 2011 season. This was a very, very interesting game for reasons that kind of shouldn't be. Let me just peek over at my notes here real quick. So, one of the two big things kind of make this game memorable, and like I said, not necessarily for good reasons. First of all, um, who was our center back then in 2011? Phil Costa, I believe was his name. Um, he like couldn't get his snaps under control. Um, when Romo was in shotgun, he would either undershoot him or overshoot him, and he did that a couple times throughout the night. Um, and it was just bizarre because, I mean, this all kind of comes full circle here. But another bizarre thing happened. Um, the Dallas Cowboys won this game with just field goals. Literally just field goals. Six, to be exact. Dan Bailey set a rookie record, yeah, with six field goals. And man, I miss Dan Bailey back in his heyday. I think now he's with Minnesota and he's not doing great. But like, man, Dan Bailey as a Dallas Cowboy in his heyday, whew, I mean, he was pretty accurate, and you could definitely count on him. Thank God, right? Because I mean, if you had him on your fantasy team, um, you were set. If you drafted a kicker this year, I mean, six field goals, 18 points, like damn. Um, yeah, so like those two things, you would think bad weather. Um, but Dallas Cowboy Stadium, aka AT&T Stadium, is indoors, and not only is it indoors, but the Cowboys were obviously at home. So there's no reason for like multiple bad snaps or to have to win the game with six field goals. Like it's so bizarre, and it definitely wasn't a good football game. It was just an entertaining football game. Like I said, we won 18. Redskins had 16, so we won 18-16. It wasn't a good game. It was just an entertaining game, and it came down to the fourth quarter. Obviously, it was really close, and it was just entertaining. And to be there was, it was a nail biter, and it shouldn't have been a nail biter, but it was, and it was entertaining throughout the entire game. Um, Number four, 2019, the Patriots against the Cowboys. Um, Also known as my honeymoon game. Um, my wife is a diehard New England Patriot fan, and I am a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. So we really wanted to go to this game, um, but we were also in the process of planning a wedding, and so we kind of didn't, because we really wanted to go to this game, but we were also planning a wedding, so like we didn't want to set a date just yet, because like we really wanted to go to this damn game. And I know that sounds crazy, but like, you know only my wife and I would do something like that. So we were just like, forget it. Like schedules haven't come out yet. Schedules haven't been released for the following season. Let's just pick a date. And my wife has always wanted to get married in November. She loves Thanksgiving. She loves the fall. She just loves, just that time of year. And then schedules got released, and we saw this game 3 days after we got married. So we honeymooned to Massachusetts/New York. And I know that to a lot of people that sounds weird, but like, once again, you just have to know me and my wife and how much of a sports couple we are. It's awesome. love it. Um, yeah, we went to, obviously we went to this game on our honeymoon, but we saw a musical on Broadway because New York City and Boston are only like 3 hours away, or Foxborough, if you want to be specific. Foxborough and New York City are only about 3 hours away as far as a drive goes. We went to the Salem Witch Trials Museum. We had a fantastic honeymoon. But yeah, this game decided our honeymoon, and I love it. And don't regret it because, people honeymoon to Paris or Hawaii or, somewhere romantic. And this is where we decided to honeymoon. All right, enough about me. The game. Wow. So we talked about how the Cowboys played the Redskins game like they were in some bad weather, outdoor stadium. This game did have bad weather. It had freezing rain throughout the entire game. Sorry guys, moving my camera here. Throughout the entire game, I want to say it was about 35 degrees and just a constant rain. It wasn't a heavy rain, but it was constant throughout the entire game. And then once the game was over, it just like stopped, like someone turned off the water faucet. Um, but we had thermals. We brought heavy thermal socks, and we wore gloves, but we were still freezing and we were wet, and it was like, oh gosh, it was terrible. I mean, at halftime, we had to kind of convince ourselves that we were having fun, and this is why we chose to honeymoon here. So let's keep smiling and enjoy, why we're here. Yeah, freezing rain throughout the entire game. Let's see. Let's look at some highlights here. Yeah, and the weather was definitely a factor. Um, Patriots were leading the Cowboys 10-6 at halftime, and I mean, damn. It's really hard to keep your spirits up when you're cold, you're wet, and it's 10-6. Like, not only are you losing, but like it's just not a very entertaining football game. Oh gosh, it was. I mean, the willpower and the strength to just like muster on through this game was something else. Let's see what else. Yeah, weather. Patriots blocked a punt. The Cowboys could not convert on third down in the first half at all. Um, it was a game just defined by defined by the elements. It was insane. Let's look at some. Um, let's look at some other highlights. Yeah. Basically, so towards the end of the game, um, we're down we're down 9-13, which would ended up being the final score. I mean, each team added a field goal after halftime, but that didn't really mean anything. But we were down. The Cowboys were down late, and Zach Martin, one of our offensive linemen, gets called for tripping, um, and really sets us back because we're trying to make this valiant comeback, and it just really sets us back. And it was just a really bullshit call. I mean, you can look at the replays, and people people who are even Patriot fans have come out and said like, yeah, that was a bullshit call. I mean, the defensive lineman, I'm pretty sure he was like going down, and the Cowboys got called for tripping, which doesn't make any sense. I mean, the dude's obviously just trying to block. I mean, tripping call was fucking ridiculous. So that really set us back. Um, so we had to go for it on fourth down, obviously, because it's late in the game, and we just got this tripping call on us. Dak throws a great diving catch to Amari Cooper, but after further review, it was ruled incomplete, and we lost the game. And yeah, we lost the game. What, 9-13? Yes, 9-13. And just goes to show that every point counts, especially in a bad weather game. But man, if you would have told me that we were going to hold the Patriots to 13 points, I'd be like, hell yes, sign me up for that shit. That's a win. Um, but yeah, one touchdown. The only touchdown scored in the game. The Patriots scored in the first half. In like the first second quarter. Obviously, the first half. Yeah. Um, but yeah, like Foxborough in the rain. No one's gonna beat Tom Brady in those conditions. Um, yeah, just absolutely unfair, but so much fun for so many reasons. All right, number three, um, the Dallas Cowboys versus the Saints in the 2014 season. Um, I mean, wow. There's not much to say about this game. Um, if you know, if you know, if you know about this game, there's not much to say about it. That's just the best way I can describe it. Drew Brees is one of the greatest quarterbacks of the early to mid 2000s. When I think of early to mid 2000s quarterbacks, I think of three people: Tom Brady, that I've already mentioned, Peyton Manning, and Drew Brees. Um, just one of the greatest to ever do it. And for the Cowboys to win this game in such convincing fashion, like you you couldn't believe what you were seeing. Yet again, it was 2014, and that was a pretty damn good year to be a Cowboys fan. League leading rusher, also known as the year that maybe we should have gone and possibly won the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, maybe, just maybe, the Cowboys wouldn't have passed the ball on the opponent's 2 yard line. Um, Maybe we would have run it in with the best rusher in the league that year. Um, oh gosh, I mean, what could have been for the 2014 Cowboys? But yeah, getting back to this game, to win in such convincing fashion, like you couldn't believe what you were seeing. It was just absolutely incredible. The Cowboys were beating Drew Brees and the Saints 24-0 at halftime. Um, and if you're a Cowboy hater out there or a Cowboys fan, like myself, one of the first things that you thought was going to happen after this halftime was we're going to give all our points back. We're gonna surrender our lead, but we kept our foot on the gas and ended up winning 31-17 against one of the greatest quarterbacks of of the decade of this generation, and especially with Drew Brees retiring, this definitely is an even sweeter game when I just when I think about it. Amazing, like once in a lifetime sort of game because it was so lopsided and you had one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time on the other side of the ball. Fantastic. All right, number two, against the Rams in the 2017 season. And this was just two high powered offenses just slugging it out. I mean, just heavyweight punches, just one after the other. Just two high powered offenses like crazy. On one side, you obviously had the Cowboys, Zeke, Des Bryant, Dak Prescott, and we had a defense that wasn't too bad either. And then on the other side, you had Jared Goff and Todd Gurley, who were just especially Gurley, just just in the prime of his career, just just doing great things whenever he had the ball. Let's look at some highlights over here. Um, yeah, the Cowboys were winning 24-16 at the half. If that if that doesn't tell you anything, this was a heavyweight fight. Um, just, I mean, definitely in the first half, but yeah. But in the second half, everyone performed the way that they should have, at least offensively. It was really great seeing, especially since Dez and Dak would only be teammates for about 2 years before Dez would leave the team. But it was great seeing them connect because they got to spend so short amount of time together. It was just great to see them connect on passes, and yeah, it was just something special. But at the end, Todd Gurley just couldn't be stopped. Um, yeah, and he just kind of ran all over us. And what else? Yeah, and we basically, because it was, like I said, it was so close a game. The Dallas Cowboys failed to convert on fourth down in the fourth quarter and ended up losing 35 to 30. Um, but still a great game. There obviously has to be a winner and a loser, but a great game is a great game, no matter who's playing it. Bottom line. All right, number one, the greatest NFL game that I've ever had the privilege to attend was the 2014 wild card game, the Detroit Lions against the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, amazing for so many reasons. Let me look over at my highlight sheet over here. But, I mean, everything as a Cowboy fan was kind of wrapped up into this game. It was a good first half. The Cowboys dropped an interception late in the first half. We were down 17-7 going into halftime, and of course I'm thinking, here we go again. You know how many times in my life I've heard as a Cowboys fan, this is our year. We're gonna go all the way for reasons X, Y, and Z, and you're just left with disappointment. I've heard that so many years of my life. It's crazy. But then we started clawing back. Sorry guys, I'm looking at my highlight sheet over here. We converted a fourth and goal in like the third quarter. What else? Yeah, and we converted a fourth and goal in the fourth quarter. Or maybe that's backwards. We converted two crucial fourth downs. And we basically nailed kind of put the nail in the coffin. Tony Romo to Terrence Williams on a beautiful pass to win the game 24-20. But something happened before that. I'm gonna kind of backtrack here. So it's about 2 minutes left in the game, and the Lions are driving, and we obviously already have this lead, 24-20, and the Lions fumble, and DeMarcus Lawrence recovers it, and when you have a lead late in the fourth quarter, just fall on the ball. Like, that's all you need to do. Like, you don't need to be a hero. Be a hero by falling on the ball. So he decides to pick up and run with it, and I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing? And he loses the ball, so the Lions get a new fresh set of downs. Luckily, they had to go for it on, fast forwarding. They had to go for it on fourth down, and they ended up failing, and we ended up winning the game. But man, if you have a late lead and you recover a fumble, just fall on the ball. Don't try to run with it, for the love of God. But yeah, this game is very sentimental in many different ways. It's the last great on the field game that we would get from Tony Romo. I mean, honestly, it's the last great Tony Romo memory we'd have before he retired. Obviously, next week, the week after that, the Cowboys would lose to the Packers in a very controversial call. To this day, I still believe that Dez caught the ball, but hey, I'm not gonna dwell on that. Yeah, this is the last great. This is probably the last great Tony Romo game. Great Tony Romo memory for being such a 50-50 quarterback and definitely having the haters. But also, he's got some great career highlights. He's got great QBR, and he's led us to more than a few fourth quarter comebacks. I've always had this love-hate relationship with Tony Romo, and that's part of why this game is so special. So yeah, that wraps it up. The top 5 NFL games that I've ever had the privilege to attend. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. You guys a football fan? Who's your favorite team? Have you ever been to a football game? What's your favorite football game you've been to? Are you into other sports? Let me know. Let's talk sports. Let's talk football. Let's just have some fun. Thank you guys so much for watching. Obviously, comment, subscribe, and leave a like. God bless you guys. Bye-bye.